What would you do if you were trapped in a place where the walls whispered secrets of the dead, where every shadow hides a soul desperate to escape? Tonight, we bring you a chilling tale of survival, fear, and the unknown, based on a true story. This isn't just another horror story. This is the story of a group of explorers who stumbled into an abandoned asylum, and not all of them made it out the same. Located deep in the woods of Pennsylvania lies the St. Mary's Asylum, a mental institution built in the early 1900s. Stories say that this place was shut down in 1978 after a series of mysterious deaths and rumors of inhumane treatments. The locals called it the House of Screams. People claimed they heard cries echoing from its windows long after it was abandoned. Others said the spirits of the tortured patients still lingered there, seeking revenge. In October 2018, a group of friends, Emma, Jake, Sarah, and Ben, decided to explore the asylum for a YouTube series on paranormal investigations. What started as a fun night of ghost hunt turned into their worst fear. What they found inside will chill you to the bone. But first, let me tell you how they entered this place. As the group approached the asylum, the towering iron gates creaked open, almost as if inviting them in. The air smelled of decay, and the overgrown grass seemed to whisper with every step they took. Jake joked, "What's the worst that could happen?" Sarah, however, felt uneasy. She kept glancing at the windows, convinced she saw movement. But there was no one there, or so they thought. The first hour was uneventful, just graffiti-covered walls and broken furniture. But as they ventured deeper into the asylum, they began hearing noises, faint whispers, the creak of footsteps on the floor above, and worst of all, the sound of distant laughter. And then it happened. The moment that changed everything. The moment they realized they were not alone. As they entered the operating room, a cold, sterile space with rusted tools still lying on the table, they heard it. A loud bang echoed from behind them. Turning around, they saw the door slam shut on its own. Emma screamed as Jake tried to open it, but it wouldn't budge. Then, in the corner of the room, they saw it. A figure hunched and shadowy with glowing eyes staring at them. Sarah gasped, pointing her flashlight at it, but the beam flickered, and the figure vanished. "This isn't funny," Ben shouted, his voice shaking. But the others were silent, frozen in fear. Emma whispered, "We need to get out of here. Now." If you think that was terrifying, what happened next will leave you questioning reality itself. Desperate to escape, the group decided to split up. Jake and Sarah went to find another exit, while Emma and Ben stayed behind to keep the camera rolling. That's when things took a darker turn. As Jake and Sarah made their way down the hallway, the temperature dropped suddenly. Their breath became visible in the air, and then they heard it. A child's voice singing a haunting lullaby. Sarah clutched Jake's arm, her nails digging into his skin. "Do you see that?" she whispered, pointing to a little girl standing at the end of the hall. Her face was pale, her eyes hollow, and she was holding a broken doll. Meanwhile, Emma and Ben were in the basement. The walls were lined with old patient files and jars filled with unrecognizable substances. Suddenly, the camera stopped recording, and all the lights went out. In the pitch darkness, Emma felt something brush against her leg. She screamed, but when Ben shone his flashlight, there was nothing there, except for a set of bloody footprints leading away from them. Just when they thought it couldn't get worse, the asylum revealed its darkest secret. Reunited in the main hallway, the group was shaken but determined to leave. That's when they saw it. A figure in a white hospital gown, standing at the top of the staircase, staring down at them. Its face was obscured, but its presence was menacing. The figure began descending the stairs, its movements jerky and unnatural. The group ran, but the asylum seemed to come alive, locking their path. Doors slammed shut, windows shattered, and the whispers turned into screams. In their desperation, they found themselves in the room. The room was filled with old gurneys and body bags. As they tried to catch their breath, the lights flickered, and the figure appeared again, this time closer than ever. Its face was finally visible, a grotesque mix of decay and rage. And then, in the final moment, something happened that none of them could explain. Emma, in a burst of courage, threw a rusted chair at the figure, giving the group enough time to break down a nearby door. They ran into the woods, not stopping until they reached their car. When they checked the footage later, they found something horrifying. The figure had been following them the entire time, even when they thought they were alone. And in the last frame of the video, it stared directly into the camera, as if warning them never to return. To this day, none of them have spoken about what truly happened in that asylum. But one thing is certain, they were not alone. What do you think? Was it a restless spirit, or something far more sinister? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, sometimes it's better to leave the past buried.